Today's look is a gory, white queen look inspired a little by Alice in Wonderland and dedicated to a very special girl called Ella. I was recently contacted by the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and part of Ella's wish was this. Ella is from New South Wales, Australia, and dreams working in the movie industry in special effects makeup. Her wish was a diploma of screen and media at the Mask Academy in Newcastle, and will probably teach her more in 5 minutes than anything that I'm going to say in this video. That being said, let's get into this anyway, and I hope that this will at least be mildly entertaining to you and her. Of course, the first step is to have terrible acne, but let's just cover that up with some white. I have water and cream-based makeup for this. The water-based is a little messy, as I have been mixing this in an empty container, but you can clean it with damp tissue. Given that takes some of the paint away, and it wasn't too off-colour, I just used that bit of tissue on my face before grabbing a brush. And you can see it's a lot whiter now that it's been cleaned. I am only basing out white where it needs to be. Given I am painting my neck red and have a chest prosthetic, I skip these areas. The prosthetic is gelatin and terrible, so let's just not go into that too much. Now for cream paint application, I wanted to try out this vibrating brush from Michael Todd Beauty. I'm using Ben Nye cream paint, which is one of my thickest cream paints, and trying with varying speeds of the brush. I'll probably put this more to the test later with some more normal products like foundation, concealer, etc. The gist of it was it wasn't necessarily amazing for this cream paint application. I probably would have had a faster job with a bigger brush such as an oval brush, but it did work pretty well and blended out pretty nicely. Now I set the white cream paint with some Mehron finishing powder, but any colourless or white powder will do. I am now making my face look more facey and less potatoey with some contour. I use grey eyeshadow for this and build from lighter greys to black. Cheekbones, temple, jaw and nose. I also run the grey through my brows so they will have a little more dimension in a later step I'll show you soon. I wanted some texture, so I'm taking a stiff bristled brush and some grey paint and flicking on specks, mainly in the contour areas of my face. And this all ended up being way too dark, plus I wanted more texture, so I grabbed the white paint and flicked it all over my face, if a little less over the contours. I did the same kind of contour flicking on my chest as my face. Ignore this eye as it ended up being kinda covered up, but I am taking a little bit of red lipstick as a quick base for red around my eye, and then I use these two high definition blushes from NYX in Crimson and Double Dare to do a kind of smoky eye in red. How you would normally apply black, I applied it with a red and orange. The orange helps to make sure that the red doesn't pick up pink when it's blending into the white. I also added a tiny bit of black around my lash line and in the crease of my eye, but not as much as I did with the other eye, and I ended up liking this lighter version much better. Then I added some white liquid liner to my brows. The darker grey base gave it more dimension so you can actually see the brow hairs, which is why I did that step earlier. I also added a tiny white inner wing to the corners of my eyes to make them look bigger. Now I am taking red Paradise paint to fill in my neck. The idea of this is kind of like the skin has been peeled down, so I kind of made it like a red gory neck. I did some kind of definition with the muscle texture, but like it didn't really matter, so probably just fill this in red, it will be fine. Wig and curl time. I had originally planned on doing both eyes, which is why I did one off camera, but I ended up liking this uncurled side way too much to cover it up. But the way that I apply the curls on my neck is exactly how I did do it on my face. I take a piece of thick paper I have painted with red shades. I have left some of the back unpainted and white, and this will be kind of like the skin side. The full red bits will be the curls from the flesh beneath the skin. I take the paper and cut a strip and take an end of a paintbrush to curl the paper around it, and then I glue it down with lash glue. The pieces with the white sides will go right into the white, and the full red will be in the red areas. Now I skipped around a little bit, but I'm adding winged liner to my uncurled eye. Then I glued some of the strips of paper to some lashes for the curl side, and add some lashes I have painted with that white liquid liner from NYX to the other side, and a couple extra dots. And then finishing off the collar. For the edge pieces, I am going to blend the edges a little more with some thin, clear coloured liquid latex. Spilling it everywhere is optional. I did use a sponge, but fingers are just as easy for this. When it's dry, you can go over it with paint and the flex like we did earlier. Now that I've pre-painted that and the prosthetic, I'm adhering it with lash glue. I blended the edges with witch hazel and then latex before painting. Because this piece is so big and in such a mobile area, these edges are really bad, so let's just ignore them. I did end up kind of ripping up the edge of one and redoing it because it was just so bad. Now I have a limited knowledge of fake blood, and I might make a better video soon on some fake bloods and how you can make some at home, but I have a couple things that I think I can say because you might not know that not all blood is just red food dye and corn syrup. You can generally buy and make a couple kinds of blood. Runny bright blood is bright red, aka kind of artery blood. Runny dark blood is more for slower wounds, as it would be simulating vein or older blood. Coagulated blood is this gross clingy blood with a high viscosity, more like honey or slime than water, and represents your body starting with the clotting mechanisms when it starts to coagulate. Blood jelly or scab blood is representing the next step, where the platelets and the fibrin and other clotting factors have made the blood in the wound area clog to stop more blood flowing out and to stop stuff getting in your wounds. All these kinds of blood you can buy, but you can make some with some pretty similar consistency and colouring, and especially important, mouth safe, at home, which I'll probably show in a future video. Other bloods I can't show you are eye safe bloods, which I recommend buying from a reputable brand and never making on your own. Another I've seen is this kind of blood powder. Search kind of magic blood powder from Graftobian. It's basically a water activated powder that turns red on contact with water, but you can apply it clear, so this way you can simulate small cuts. Now back to the white queen piece. The splattering did fill in some of the carved areas of the prosthetic, but there is no problem as the dark blood I am using is quite pigmented. In fact, it brought more of the bright red out of the blood, which better matched the rest of the look in my opinion. I also added some of the bright runny blood over the edges of the prosthetic to make this look more like a wound and not just a painted on design. These bloods from Ripper FX dry shiny and very sticky. I dot a few more specks of this blood in some empty areas and run some of the thicker dark blood onto the curls to darken them and make them match the rest of the look more, and to cover up any of the white specks I'd gotten on them. The last step is to fill my lips in properly white and add some white mesh contacts for extra creep, and that's it. You can add some banging red lips to give this more of a Michael Hussar vibe, but if you have fluorescent white teeth, why not rock this with some white lips? Or whatever you would like. Once again, this video is dedicated to Ella, and I hope that all your career dreams come true and that you make a permanent recovery. And to anyone else that is watching, thanks for directing your eyeballs here, and I hope I can see them lovely pupils on my channel again soon. Stay classy, peeps.